All right, here we go. We are starting off with round one. Now, as a reminder, as I said before, we do have some heavy hitters coming in tonight. Our top three leaders coming into our championship. We've got Grafton, Sheboygan North, and the Brookfield Central Lancers. We're going to see if we can jump over and spot one of those teams and see how they choose to start this early game off. All right, here we go. We are jumping into the action right away here in Mast Meadows as we look in at Grafton here. They were our points leaders, so we're going to be watching a lot of their action here and see if they can translate that good season play into championship play, as there's a few other teams here in the area.
50? Stupid. Oh, crap. I kind of made them 50. That's so.
All right, it does look like we've got some early fighting happening here underground. Now, it's my understanding we've got a new season of Fortnite here, right? So what sort of changes are we looking at and how is that going to potentially affect the gameplay?
We got four or five PUIs in the game.
Okay, all right. For those of us who might not know what that means, what does that mean?
New locations in the game.
Fantastic. Yeah, we've got Heist City and a couple of other ones that fit this new kind of crime theme.
Yes, we do.
It's also my understanding we've got a number of different weapons and other very cool things. We've got a new raid boss and a couple of other twists that you can find out around the map. Over to the other side of the map here into the Magic Mosses, as it looks like we've got a 3v3 team fight going on. Black Owen from NHS, the NHS team pushing up on the opposing team here. Now, it looks like they've got a little bit of high ground, but that building down there in that hole is gonna serve as solid. They're gonna shoot through. It looks like the teams are kind of opting to separate a little bit as we've got fighting happening here on the other side. Okay, and it looks like we've got an elimination there. One team getting knocked out, and looks like NHS is positioning themselves well as we're moving beyond the early game here. We're jumping back over to Mast Meadows. We've got a few different teams here, all trying to converge on each other and win the territory for themselves. Does look like we've got Brookfield Central here as well. We know Grafton started off in this area, so a couple of our heavy hitters for the match starting off fighting early here.
Look at that door in the back.
Now, it looks like they're trying to take care of some people, and they may be, it's hard to tell for sure, but they may be getting third-partied or at least getting shot from the outside a little bit. So it looks like they're opting to regroup and try and work their way up into that high ground.
I need a car really badly.
There's one right there. Go get mine, then go get in that car.
Which car?
The one on the left.
Okay, it does look like we've got a knock here.
I hate it then.
That's where the people are.
Can I just zone up?
Alright, and it does look like the Lancers are down to one teammate remaining. We've got Lil Laser, their captain here. Let's see if he's able to regroup, potentially pick up those cards, or get some revives going. Try and extend their round 1 match here. He's going to move in closer, potentially going for the revive. Now, in a situation like this, boys, do you think it's wiser to go for the revive, or are you personally going to pick up your teammate and try and disengage?
Pick up our team.
Okay, well, it does look like that move paid off there for them to go for the revive. They got a vehicle. I think they're probably moving away from this fight. Another day. Across the map and see if we can find some action happening elsewhere. So over here at Demon Dojo, we've got something going on.
Switch vehicles.
Jumping over here to Derby Street, Fox Valley Lutheran. They're in the middle of a fight. Oh, and right away, so knocked quick elimed. That other team not wasting any time. Winged Knave.
I think you should be able to.
Winged Knave coming from Manitowoc Lutheran, one of the top scorers in our 330 times this season. So we're gonna have to see if the FBL squad can regroup without their team captain and try to push on later into this game as they disengage. Let's move over to Crime City, where it looks like we've got a lot happening here. Now, Crime City, a big part of this upcoming season, right as we jump in, looks like they're here at a vault. So why big mechanics in this new season. We've got gold unprecedented gold as before in the season. And great. Alright, yeah, it looks like you see this team here jumping in and moving things. Looks like this is really another big power 30 time slot here. Jump over a little bit more action. Out here on the edge of the storm, looks like we've got some potential fighting going on. Get back in.
We need to go find loot for you guys.
All right, we jump over to Seaport City. We have got. What is this here?
Just keep it low, Carson.
Where are they?
I don't know, but yeah, up the hill.
Okay, it looks like we've got Chai High here, one of our top scorers in the 415 time, as they are here taking on one of the bosses, potentially going for this vault. However, we do have the storm rolling in. This is going to be a tricky and potentially tense moment, as they do have a downed teammate and they're caught in the middle of the storm going for this extra loot. Brian, this loot worth it at this point, or are you trying to bail out and potentially get to safety?
You're in storm right now, so I'll just leave and go to safety.
Okay, we'll have to keep our eye on that and see if that loot ends up paying off and is able to transition them later into the game.
Found her running.
A little action here. We've got some flying around, a lot of building happening. Perhaps a little bit of happening here. Looks like it might pay off. A lot of hits there on Pizza Hut, a lot of damage, but Pizza Hut's able to build in time to kind of protect themselves and save themselves. But they might find they are going to be in a tough position here.
Who wins when the Toyota RAV4 and Honda CR-V compete with the Subaru Forester?
Look at some of this fighting, maybe some of this fighting happening over near Fox Floodgate. Got a bunch of teams here near Crime City, but it looks like we might have a fight about to unfold over in this area. Let's take a look in.
I saw the one that
Okay, alright, jump right in. We've got a knock and feeling right away. Jump into Shy High. They are looking to utilize the low ground. They're here in the lower ground, but it does look like there's still a lot of damage out here as they are simultaneously fighting and outrunning the storm. Great use of that bounce there to get inside. It does look like that other team was able to disengage and move away. Perhaps a little too far off now for them to potentially start fighting. We've got a massive, intense fight evolving here in Magic Mosses. A lot of building going on, a lot of movement. Oh, and we've got one knock. Looks like they're opting to go right for the quick elim. Despite that other team being right there, it does look like they're choosing not to press the advantage, going for reloads, shielding up ahead of time.
rocket.
Oh, yeah. We have enough max,
A
guys.
little bit of a standoff. Does look like we have a potential 3v2 if they choose to go for it.
Here, in there.
Just what? 1, 2. I don't say third yet. We might want to fight this dude.
SMG ammo in here? If you don't have
Hold on.
26, 52. I'm back.
All right, jumping over here a little to the north. You're going to catch a little game audio in the background. We do have our own team
There's a
competing
car
as
behind
well.
us. Real players.
They're going
Again, I don't have AR anymore.
Here, person, here. I don't have much, but. I guess we go.
All right, we're jumping over here to NHS. It does look like they are choosing to kind of be mobile around the map, use a vehicle as opposed to a lot of the other teams. Let's see if they choose to use this as an engage tool or if they're instead going to use it just to provide them with mobility to move around and find loot, find good positioning. It does look like they're going to drop the vehicle here. Now, Brian, do you think they're just choosing to get out of the vehicle, look for quick loot? Do you think they should stick with the vehicle?
I think they're just stopping for loot and just keep looting up around the map.
I'm Mehmet.
Okay. Do you think in this new season, are vehicles still good? Are they better? What's the early word on that?
Vehicles are like okay for the season so far.
Okay.
But
Stay back.
not really.
Well, let's jump around. Let's see if we can find some action as they're choosing to lose.
I'm saying they will, but.
We are jumping here on a solo. Freeze and burn. Oh, and as soon as we jump in, a bit of unfortunate luck of getting caught on the screen. Let's jump around. Find some more combatants.
Am we good? We should be good.
Jumping over here to NPD. Hold fight. Have that high ground. Manage that. Okay, they've got a quick knock.
We have to
Okay,
get
we've
this.
got some fighting happening here.
Correct.
Looks like Port Washington with the high ground. They're choosing to push in. We do have a vehicle moving in. Looks like that might be their method of escape here, though.
Oh wait, where's the dude at?
Just chill, just
He
chill.
got in the car.
Come down, come to hide with me, guys.
Yeah, let's go
I
back.
literally died here.
I'm going back first.
Away, gear up for the next fight instead of pushing a little too far out.
Oh, behind us, behind us.
Crack, out of the air, out of the air. Right here, 13 white.
I stand corrected. They are choosing to stay and fight, and they've got a knock out of the air. Looks like they might go for that elim right away,
Did you
too.
finish pushing? Literally right behind us too.
And they
Got it for you?
Okay, they've got one elim.
White pushed. Oh,
They do have other people
we should
around,
go
though.
in.
A lot of
Let's get
fighting
in the-
No, I
happening
need
here.
that loot, bro.
let's get this
We
up.
gotta,
No,
we
no.
gotta make it quick. There's people behind us.
Fine, I'll make it quick. No, never mind. There's too much. There's too much.
There's literally people
All right,
behind
and
us.
looks
Right
like
here,
they
right
might
here.
be backing away a little bit now. Back live here with Grafton. We've got It's Penguin, captain of that Grafton team. They were our points leader here for the regular season. They've found their spot in the storm. Looks like they're choosing to gear up, try and take shelter inside of this building here. Taking a lot of shots, however. They're able to build, kind of block themselves off.
Car. Tag?
They're running.
Here, AR for whoever.
Thank you.
Go fighting.
Looks like a perilous situation here. We've got Dark currently down. Fighting. It does look like they do need them here. Late in the game. We do have a team way out here in the storm. It does look like we've got a team out here going for this endgame low elim strategy. They've got a few on the board, 4 for the team. However, they're just going for a healing strat now. Let's see if they've got enough heals to really push late into the game. They may be trying to switch things up. Let's go ahead and watch. I don't know if they'll make it. Oh, and just barely some very good movement and heals by them there. Great job to get back into the circle. Got fighting here. Couple teams right on top of each other. That's moving in, forcing them to move in. That number of teams continues to move down. Now remember, for those of you watching at home, you do have 2 ways of scoring in this league. It is not only based on your placement, your elims matter as well. Elimination, 1 additional point, but that victory in Royale is still the most valuable thing we've got. Got this fortress they've built up right here in the middle, and they're able to just fire outwards and keep the elims running. Though they are a little low on their elim total, we're used to seeing them very, very high numbers each round. They're only sitting at 3 so far. A testament to the high level of skill. Jumping over here to the NDB team, we do have 1 elim already, and it looks like Bird is quite low. Does look like they've got a little bit of shield, a little bit of potential shielding. Craig, however, pretty darn near full there.
I got boomed from the corner.
Okay, so jumping back in, we're down to our final few here as the circle is really closing in. However, we've got a lot of people, a lot of player density, and a lot of action. Great elim there coming from this corner shot here, making great use of the building and the windows here. Another elim there. Elim's here late, super important. However, perhaps even more important is just withstanding here to the end. That storm doing massive damage at this point, trying your best just to get back in as it does massive ticks per second as that storm rolls in. We're super condensed here now. A lot of verticality to what is going on. We're at the point things are congested enough. We've got players stopping to rest and heal and not even realizing they've got an enemy directly next to them. Just fighting to get those heals in as quickly as you can before re-engaging in the fight. You do have a knock here. They're down to just Penguin. And choosing to push in and fight while at higher health. Big hit there with the shotgun. Big fight. Oh, and it does look like Penguin will go down. Massive amount of elims there in the end. However, it does look like they go down. NHS Hardline, last one here for their team. They're sitting at a whopping 7 elims. Going to be a massive amount of points as they try and heal up here. Just withstand the storm. Not going to last them very long. They've got to get back in. They just barely sneak their way back in. Unbelievable. A lot of our players here down to the final 3. You can see very, very low. And Hardline actually in a great spot with that healing here. Final fight, we've got an elim, and that'll do it. Mr. XZ taking that one down. Mr. XZ clutching up for Chai High there, getting that victory royale, a full 20 points, and a massive amount of eliminations there as well. We've got 9, 5, and 3 to wrap that one up. All right, gamers, make sure to thank the bus driver, and let's get our drop going for round 2. We've got a good handful of teams dropping super early, maybe opting for Shogun's Solitude, a bunch heading out towards Outlaw Oasis. We do have this area, this ring here of all of these new POIs. Brian, if you're dropping somewhere here in this ring early on, where do you think you're heading? Where are you going to be getting the best loot from?
So far, I've played this season right now is Crime City because you can get a lot of loot straight away.
You know, seems to make sense. City filled with crime, gonna be lots of looting to be done. Though, looks like all the teams that dropped at that time, they tend to be moving away, opting for other areas. So, let's go ahead and watch as the map continues to develop here. A lot of teams pushing towards the bottom right quadrant of the map. But we might have some early engagement here in Flooded Frogs. Let's move in.
No, wait, you can't look at that.
Okay, looks like they may be staying away from each other and avoiding each other for now. Let's jump over here. Got a lot of teams dropping. We've got 4 here in Mass Meadows.
Backdoor has the best. No, this dude. Same thing.
Already have a knock here. Does look like they're potentially going for some of that new loot here in Mass Meadow. Maybe a little bit of fighting happening on the other side.
No.
Still just looting up.
23 white.
He's one
Oh, and it looks like we've got a knock here. However, we do see Dark here. Knocked. The rest of the team trying to hold the line, fight off NDB. NDB, one of those teams that made it very far towards the end last time.
Back, they all have. Here, minis. I dropped one. I'll drop you. Yeah,
As we said before, you're getting a little bit of a live behind-the-scenes look here. We do have our esports team here. Thank goodness for the stream delay. No stream snipers allowed.
Let's go, Port.
Looks like they may be opting to back off and move away, living to fight for another day.
I don't have to like a little. Maybe probably sitting on the aisle on the roof. Like, they'll even hear me. Have fun. Where are you? I'm up. Got me blocked.
jump back over here.
I have nothing, dude.
Getting here, they might have him cornered. A little bit of building. He's going to live the fight on. Oh, and get the elim there. One of the early elims here in round 2. Boot up, survive on, and push on to the next step of the storm. Okay, jumping back over here to Flooded Frogs, it does look like there was a little bit of a fight because we've got some of our early elim leaders here, Mr. Big Goldfish, Mr. Big Armadillo, and
New Lip ID. Splash on, wet shine.
Instant vitamin lip color. Hydrating wet shine.
16 high pigment shades.
Wetter is better.
NYX professional makeup.
The Subaru Forester versus RAV4 and CRV. Who wins? 96% of Forester vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. That's more than the RAV4 or CRV.
Get special low rates on a new Subaru Forester during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Going on now.
happening here at the Kappa Kappa factory. Oh, and down goes NDB Bird for that elim there. Doesn't look like that was the whole team, though. NDB Craig still up. Still alive and kicking. Teammate out there still, even as they sit here in the storm, ticking damage away. Looks like Gabe looking around, and Craig does go down to storm damage. Early on, we've got 5 elims here for this team Chai High once again. They were our round 1 winners, so looks like they are poised early as they're grabbing this vehicle to get into the storm and continue this early success here in our state championship. Okay, we've got a potential standoff here in Whiffy Wharf. Branlito here with the high ground up on the roof, opting to just watch from afar. It's like there in the feed we do have a self knock. Hopefully they can get themselves back up with a little bit of healing. You know, Brian, it's so crazy to me that 2 teams can be so close to one another on the map as we can see it, and yet it feels like they're almost worlds apart compared to each other. Do you think that is the teams being aware of each other and choosing to stay away? Or is it common that when you're playing, you just don't realize there's a team that close by?
They don't know where they are. If I was leaving for right now, I would have go attack.
Okay. A little bit of insight there. Thank you, Brian. All right. Let's see if we can jump around the map, find some more engagements taking place. Here in Seaport City, got a lot of teams. Oh, and we've got a good bit of fighting. Jumping back over here to Chai High. They were our round 1 winners. It looks like they're in a risky spot here. Shields dwindling. Early fighting. Alternating shotgun, assault rifle, and SMG. And an excellent flank there by Gabe, able to get around on the backside of Turtles. That is some fine teamwork, bailing the Fae out of that one. Perhaps in a bad spot, not so much anymore. Now in an excellent spot, and an elim richer. Jumping over here, we see B Positive and their team opting to stay out here in the storm just a little bit longer. Brian, do you think they're out here trying to find that right position that they want to be in, or do you think they're out here looking for loot? Yeah, I think that would make sense. It's the loot that takes you to the end game. It's what you need to survive in this game. So naturally, gotta hunt for some loot. All right, jumping over here to NHS. Oh, and it looks like they will be alive by the time that we get in here, choosing to stay in. Got a fight going on. Hardline, a little down in health and shields. The rest of the team pretty strong. Choosing to shield up here while they've got the cover and the safety. That other team, Mr. Big Goldfish, Big Armadillo. Oh, okay, we've got fighting developing. A couple of shots taken here. Looks like Hardline is doing most of the tanking for the team at the moment. A lot of building, a lot of pot shots here and there. Not a whole ton of damage to each other so far. Like NHS might have the high ground here. They're going to take advantage of that, firing down through, destroying the structure. But no, it looks like they might just be hidden enough in that structure, and with the storm far off, it looks like they've got time to sit and wait this one out. Perhaps NHS will choose to move on to a more viable target as opposed to sticking around. And with that jump pad, it does look like they're going to rotate off. Taking a few looks back, seeing if they can get a good angle, but it does look like they're moving away. Perhaps for loot, perhaps for better positioning. All right, jumping back over here to the WIHSEA Wharf. We've got a few teams in close proximity. However, it looks like Pixel Art and their team got a potential shot, and they will not take it. It looks like they are opting to go for a sneakier strategy here in round 2. Perhaps that's what we're looking for, because those high elim games, yes, those will score you a lot, but it pales in comparison to that 20 points coming from a victory royale. Jumping over here, we do have a couple of knocks. GMA go, healing up. Looks like the rest of their team is up. Can't say the same for that other team here as they knock and helium. Reaper going for the rest of that squad. 5 Warrior fighting hard, building hard. Now remember, we can see 9 to 5 Warrior there through all of the cover. Players cannot. We get that little insight, that little look into where they are positioned. And they do get an elim. 9 to 5 Warrior goes down, and so does the rest of the team. All right, we've got potential fighting over here. We had a couple of teams sneaking around. Looks like that sneaking wasn't able to last for long. Looks like we're a little tardy to the party here. Fighting's already good and done, unless they choose to push in and fight. Could be the option that they are going for here, Brian. Brian, in this moment, are you thinking we need to push up, we need to go for these elims? I mean, they're already sitting at 4, but they do see this squad up here with Shadow Wolf Gaming and Preset up ahead. However, I don't know if they see this team here on the right. They're choosing to get aggressive. They're pushing in hard. They're going for building, getting that high ground, jumping in. Oh, and we've got a quick elim there. Wow, outstanding movement, outstanding knock and elim there. Preset choosing to retreat there. Don't know if they've got eyes on Preset, and it looks like that team that was hiding there in the bush did choose to jump in and get active in the fight now. Let's see if they choose to continue pushing on, or if they're just going to back off. And it looks like with a jump pad, Oh, and they do choose to move away, but it's not enough as we do see that knock out of the air. Preset off in the distance, fighting to get away. Building, it looks like they will let Preset go. Preset is able to get away. It looks like that other squad is able to get away as well. Very clean engagement for this team here. Okay, jumping over here to Jojo, Geo. They have lost one teammate, but pushing in. Oh, it does look like they're getting shot from the ground. Z-Man Can. Oh, Z-Man Can takes a lot of shots. Jojo does go down out of the air, unfortunately. Let's jump over to Z-Man, see if they're going to go for the heals, see if they can get an elim before they themselves are perhaps elim. That other team you can see pushing in, and they don't realize it, but there's another team waiting there in the bush. Unbelievable. Z-Man gets away from that. I cannot believe what I am seeing. Now, I'm not sure if that other team was even aware that he was coming in and was coming in for the bush, but it does look like they are eventually able to elim Jojo. See how the map is shaping up. Preset, that lone player from before, they did sneak off, and it looks like before we can get into the game view, they do go down. We do have a couple of other teams fighting here, though. Saturn Vibes and WIHSEA trying to stay alive for their team. Down to just 2. It's going to be a 2v3. Oh, and it does look like Saturn is knocked. However, Logan is back up. Let's see if Logan can jump back into this fight. Like Logan is not, so WIHSEA might just be choosing to move away, try to survive for the rest of the team, get some of those points simply by getting to a higher placing versus some of those elims. You can see how the map is shaping up here. We've got the circle closing in around Flooded Fogs and Magic Mosses. Going to be a very interesting end of the game here as we've got trees all over the place. Going to serve as a lot of natural cover for these teams. We've got a lot of engagement happening right here. Let's jump in. We have a crown there on the ground, so it does look like our previous winners maybe have gone down. Like this team is going to be able to heal up. Let's see if any teams try to move in. Down to our final 47. Feels like we've already had so much action, and yet we've still got about half of the game lobby in, half of the players still remaining. I think just a testament to the skill of these players that even through all of this fighting and all of these engages, they're able to withstand, even with perhaps some of their teammates already down. Okay, we do have a couple of players knocked here. An animal crawling back to safety, trying to get to their teammate. Oh, they are going to get spotted. Their other teammate here skirting the edge of the storm. Oh, and they're just not able to get away. Sniped out of the sky. Excellent shot there. We do see where this next circle is going to be at, over here on the south side. Oh, and it looks like we do have a knock. GMA Goat is down, so Jay loves you, Yuki loves you. Will they love their teammate and jump in? Not in time. GMA Goat does go down, and it does look like Jay loves you and Yuki loves you, choosing to hide away, hopefully weather the storm, pun intended. Jumping over here, we've got Mr. Big Goldfish. Excellent position here. They've got this high ground, safe spot. You see Grafton there with his in. Oh, we've got a knock right there on the vehicle. Looks like that vehicle's boxed in, so I don't know if they're going to be able to use that. Everyone focusing fire, taking down all that cover. Grafton right now hoping they've got the mats to hold on. Looks like they do have the revive. They're able to get them back up. They've got enough mats to keep themselves shielded here. We do have them surrounded by a number of different teams. All right, our next storm circle moving in. Looks like it's in a pretty favorable position for this team. Jump over to some of the action on the other side of the map here. Okay, jumping here with NHS. Got a lot of fighting going on, a lot of teams trying to hunker down, build those bases, and stay alive. NHS sitting here with a very solid 7 elims so far. Those 7 points are going to go a long way in this championship round. Now remember, as we're pushing into the final teams here, we're down to our final 15 teams. We do have a scoring spread here, so all of these teams that are remaining are going to score 2 points or higher for their positioning. Jumping above 12th place, you start to jump up a little bit to 3 points, but it's that 5th through 1st place that we're really looking for. Some excellent fighting, some excellent shots taken here as things are starting to get a little chaotic, a little crazy as teams are starting to move. Being absolutely lethal with that weapon there, that new pistol for the season. Choosing to fly in. And just grouping up over here on this structure. Looks like they choose to push past the structure, move towards the water, and get inside of the circle, get a favorable position. Over here to WIHSEA, Woody and Flimsy. They're here on the opposite side of the map. They've got a long way to go to get over here to the circle. A lot of teams in their way. They're choosing to work with the bush, get a favorable position, but that storm keeps pushing in. It's going to slowly tick away on that health. Those shields do not matter out here in the storm. So they're pushing forward, trying to get inside, use those mats in a favorable position. The storm has stabilized, so we've got our players inside of the circle. Astounding. It's such a small area, and yet we've got all of these players coexisting, able to stay. Watch these health goals. Okay. Over here, jumping into Grafton, our regular season points leader. Solid showing so far here in the championship as well, but they're here caught in the middle of the fighting. Looks like they're all geared up and ready to move for that next circle. Got a lot of fighting. A lot of fighting, a lot of building. That's Fortnite for you folks. Continuing to push and circle over towards the new storm circle, taking a big shot there. Wow. Good thing they've got that shielding from before. Looks like they're a little light on it now. They're going to have to be careful ahead. It does look like they're able to push into our new circle. Jumping over here to Gabe Arc Chai High. They were our round 1 winners. They're poised in a great spot with, oh my goodness, and massive 18 elims here in round 2. They are positioned excellently as Mr. XC, our finalist from that last game, goes down. Fighting to stay alive, trying to score a bunch of points here in round 2. NHS looks to be in an excellent position. Let's jump over to...
Here you go, buddy.
Thanks, Dad.
My dad taught me to seek adventure, to respect nature.
Wow, almost there.
To love it.
It's beautiful.
Do you love it? And now I want to protect it for my son and the next generation. That's why I got a Subaru EV.
Wait for me.
The Subaru Solterra, powered by love. Get great low-rate finance or lease offers on select new Solterra EV models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event going on now.
Squad of 3, you're sitting in an excellent position as Whack Owen takes a huge hit there, though they're still sitting in a great spot. Not a lot in terms of healing, but they're pretty solid with their mats, so they might be able to take that and these small shields and parlay that to a late game success. Circle pushing in. Still sitting here at 10 players, down to our final 5. Each of these teams scoring 8 points just for their placement, plus all of their elims here in round 2. A couple more knocks. No elims yet. Those players are just down for the moment. Looks like we did lose another team there, down to our final 4. Constricting even further. High ground even more important than ever here. Massive hit here on Whack Owen by NTV. That's going to be an elim as well, leaving Hardline as the last member of their team. They've got the high ground, but they're all alone. We're down to 2. We're down to 2 squads, 3 players left. It is a 1v2. Looks like we've got Grafton versus NHS here. NHS has got the high ground. They are down a man. Oh, and an incredible shot looking up the high ground. It appears did not matter in this case. Grafton storming back. Not as high in terms of elims compared to some other teams, but that victory royale, that's gonna do it for them here in round 2. All right, do remember teams, we're looking for you to submit the game log for round 2. Don't forget that's being sent to Mike Dolly or Jeff Wojcik. We'll close the lobby here in a moment, and then we'll start setting up for round 3.
All right, here we go. Dropping in for round 3 of our final Fortnite. And let's see what we can do. All right. Everyone's just dropping out of the bus. Looking for some good action here.
Okay, jumping in here. Does look like we've got some very early fighting. Oh, and we jump in just in time to see Flame Dude go down. Excellent fight here in our Fortnite State Championships. However, that will be the end of potential Dream Run. We've got a bunch of other squads here in Mast Meadows, seeing if they can get this early game started, get some great loot early on. Perhaps try and knock some early elims. We've got Spider Logan here already with 2. Positioning themselves great, trying to score a bunch in this last round.
And their teammate has 1 already. You know, that's really what we need to do. I was talking to our team up in that last match, and we unfortunately got taken out early. And oftentimes the strategy is, do you just wait it out? Do you hide? Do you bide your time? But we see time and time again that the top teams that place high, they've got those elimination counts. So how do you balance that aggression with the caution?
Well, we're seeing a lot of aggression here. We've got 1 team, perhaps 2 teammates. Oh, not quite. Flamingo Kid looks like they're hanging on by a thread, but Diego is down. Oh, and there goes Flamingo Kid, and they get elim. Okay, Diego is down. Oh, and down goes Spider Logan. That will end their Fortnite journey.
We are seeing a lot of aggression here early on in this game.
A lot of early fighting. I think a lot of these teams are kind of feeling the pressure. They look at the standings after round 2, and they're saying, we're a little behind. We need to notch a lot of elims here if we're going to try and make up some ground. So we're seeing a lot of early aggression. Looks like we had an early knock over here. We do have an Elim. Dark. Oh. Okay, there we go. Okay, they get the revive. One teammate down. However, it does look like they got away from that fight with a full squad wipe. Let's jump back over to Mass Meadows. Ooh, we are seeing some health go down. Jumping in here to Flooded Frogs. NHS, one of our stronger teams earlier. They've had some late finishes. Oh, they get some big elims here. Jump in right for the end there. Looks like they walked away with that full squad wipe. 2 for Whack Owen, 1 for Hardline. Oh, we've got our Elim leaders. Tostito Scoops really low. They are knocked. 2 teammates still up. That's an Elim there. That laser, a really dangerous threat. Really dangerous weapon. Book's going for a better position. His teammate Aquacore down. Oh, and that laser looks like it is just a little bit too much to stand.
Now, what are some of the downsides of that laser? Is that just way too overpowered in the game?
Yes, it is.
All right, we've got some strong opinions here in this new early stages of this new season. As we jump over here to Grafton, we see Penguin here took some big shots there. Their HP's real low. They were able to shield back up to 50, but they're still getting pushed. A little bit of pressure on them. They've had some good placements. Looks like they're going to retreat. Jumping over here. Okay, we do see it looks like Fort Washington team Dark down here. Not sure if that other team doesn't see him or if they're just opting to not go for him. It's possible they don't see him at all, and they're going to drive off. I don't believe it. Their health is going to tick down. They're going to get fully downed, but those other 2 might be able to circle back. Looks like those 2 are going to be able to circle and sneak their way back around and pick up the card, try and go for the revive. Jumping over to some potential action here. Oh, and we jump in just a little late. We see we've got 1 knock already. The Bars getting a knock, an Elim of their own. Their health is low though. A lot of chaos. We've got vehicles, we've got buildings going around, explosions all over. Oh, and that car is going to go down. Oh, and so is Immortal Bars and their squad. Thank you so much for playing, but round continue without. Right now, looks like we have a potential lull in the action. Maybe a little bit of fighting happening here. Use that jump pad. Looks like they may be moving in. Oh, they chose the aggressive route, and it looks like they will pay for it as Kill Zombies does go down. That squad left with just 2 Metra and Vortical Orca. Looks like they're now choosing to rotate out, move away. So we go back to the map here, watching the kill feed, watching the players. I am going to have to step away. It is parent-teacher conference night here in Port. I do have to step away. Thank you so much for having me, though, Jeff.
It's been a pleasure, Coach K. You are welcome anytime. Thank you so so much for your help tonight. All right, gamers, let's get back into it. Let's see what's going on over here. With Jay Loves You, GMA Goat, and Yuki Loves You. A lot of love over here. Appreciate that. It looks like both these trios here seem to be aware of each other, and we are gonna have a fight. Are going after each other. They are pushing. They are not going to relent until one team is gone. They go down. Got one teammate remaining. Jay Loves You. The other trio looks like they're all still alive, so it looks like Jay Loves You is going to take a strategic relocation. Right on the edge of storm, too. So it looks like that other trio is looking for their teammate. There are lots of other trios around right now. Let's take a look back at the map. So that is this cluster right here we were looking. What else do we have? Some other engagements over in this part of the map. Yep, it's getting tight right now. Everyone is vying for those spots. They're trying to get those eliminations. Climb up that scoreboard. Uh-oh. Units washed, taken down by strike bot. Oh my goodness, things just keep going back and forth.
I know, right?
Is this how it always goes, Brian?
Yeah.
Now it looks like there's quite a few more engagement over here. We are tuning in with our Washington team right now. Deciding how to stay alive right now. That baseball bat, a new one?
Yes, yes it is.
How's it working so far for players?
You can fling people across the whole entire map.
Well, that's interesting.
Break builds easily.
It looks like Dream Docs is getting on out of there. Staying alive. Alright, let's go tune in. Over here, there might be some spying on some other teams. Oh, yes, we are trying to engage down there. Looks like this team, Mr. XZ, Gabe Arc, F5. Where else do we have some engagement? Right down here, I think I see Vader Empire. Looks like the team was taken out. Vader Empire is the last one remaining. Over here we have Holy GG. TTV, little laser and chunkle. Going after.
Ready?
Like Dreamy Thunder. Oh. This one's close. Alright, let's check those leaderboards right now. Anyone around current leaders in terms of eliminations? Where else are things happening? We've got one squad way out in the storm. Wonder what we were doing out there. The reboot man. Could they perhaps have been rebooting a teammate? Yeah. One with Immortal and Hazard Boy. Getting some supplies. Now what's happening over here? See a few trios.
That Royale raise YouTube.
Mittens and Concrete Cash. Going against this Mao, Muhammedi, and Yah. Yeah, it's dope. They are going to get drop on this other crew. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah. I think so too.
Now, when you've got a trio, are you trying to coordinate these attacks, these drops, and spread it out, or do you all go into the same place at the same time?
We go for the team at the exact same time.
Okay. Try to find some other trios. Check in with Grafton. The winners of the round 2 match. Right now, it's 2 eliminations. There are squads everywhere. I mean, look at this map. This is such close grouping right now. Players everywhere, right for the picking. Grafton appears to still be going after those eliminations. Should help him climb right to the top of the charts in the regular season. some time to heal. We are at quite a small grouping right now. Look at this. Goodness, how do you plan this? We got one team up. Staying high in the sky, getting to watch everything. Is that usually your strategy, Brian?
Just to see all the battles just go on.
Was it pretty tough to get shots from this distance, though?
Kind of.
When you see a big build like that out there, what are you usually aiming for?
Wait until they go.
Okay. Looks like there's some other players coming up on floating islands.
Knocked out of the sky. Ooh.
Got some other squads facing off against each other right now. D-man Cam getting out of there. Check back in with Grafton. Looks like we've got 2 teammates down. See what TikTok can do. They're being cornered on all sides. With 8 trios left, 14 players. There's a lot of people coming into this small area right now. How do you even know where to start, Brian? What would be your focus?
Wait for everyone to die and then just kill them and just wait for everybody to die and just go push.
So you're more of a waited out kind of player?
Yes. Yes, I am.
I gotcha. I know I am looking forward to how this is going to turn out. Again, we had 3 teams within 13 points of each other at the end of round 2. Sky High, Sheboygan North, and Grafton. Check the current leaderboards. Yep, right here, Wacko, and this is the current elimination leader. NHS. here, Gabe Art, and Mr. XZ. Is this Chai High, you recall, from the first game?
I think so. Yes, it is.
Excellent. This is the winning trio from round 1. 9 eliminations currently. We got the storm closing in right now. Another one taken out. 2 teams remaining. 5 players. NHS, Shy High, who is going to take the victory in the final round of the Fortnite State Championship 2025. There it is. And we have our winning trio, NHS. Congratulations. Fantastic way to go, everybody. Now we will tally up the final scores. NHS, please grab that replay file and email it to mdolly@wihsea.org. Get that over to us and we'll upload that file so we get those instant results right away, heading over into league spots so we can see our final champions. Great job, everyone. Thank you all so much for playing. We'll get these results up and running as soon as possible.